Greetings, Temple Beth Shalom. I know it's been a long time since you've heard from me, at least in this respect, but I am bringing back the Torah portion, Parashat Shavua of the week messages. This week we are in the book, beginning the book of Shmot, the book of Exodus, and the full portion is Exodus 1, chapter 1 through 6 1. And we begin with the prologue. The first part of Exodus provides the background for the main story, Israel's rescue from Egypt. So the opening phrases of Exodus bring us to a Pharaoh who doesn't know the Jews, doesn't know the line of Abraham. You remember at the very end of the book of Genesis, we find ourselves going to Egypt. And then in the first few lines of the book of Exodus, it's all forgotten. So we begin Exodus chapter 1, verse 1. These are the names of the sons of Israel who came to Egypt with Jacob, each coming with his household: Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, and Benjamin, Dan, and Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. The total number of persons that were of Jacob's issue came to 70, Joseph being already in Egypt. Joseph died, and all his brothers, and all that generation. But the Israelites were fertile and prolific. They multiplied and increased very greatly, so that the land was filled with them. That's the first 7 verses of Exodus. And then comes Exodus chapter 1, verse 8. Vayakom melech chadash al Mitzrayim asher lo yada et Yosef. A new king arose over Egypt who did not know Joseph. And he says to his people, the Israelite people are becoming too numerous. They're going to take us over. They're going to impress their worldly view on us, and they're going to change everything. So therefore, we are going to destroy them, to get rid of them. And as he has all of his taskmasters and all of his slave holders, work them harder and treat them even harsher. And the Israelites just keep multiplying and keep multiplying and keep multiplying. And eventually, we find two of the bravest characters in the entire Torah who are mentioned one time only. They're two midwives, Shifra and Puah, and they are responsible for the responsibility of birthing all of the babies of the Israelites. And the Pharaoh tells them, okay, stop now. If the baby comes, it's a boy, kill it. If it's a girl, let it live. And they have a problem with this. Well, what happens, of course, is that we meet Moses' family, and Moses is born and is put in a basket, floats down the Nile, is discovered by the princess, the daughter of the Pharaoh, who then raises Moses up in the household of the Pharaoh. And life continues. He grows up. God begins to hear all of the frustration and anger and all of the complaints of the Israelites. And God, of course, then decides to have Moses become the leader. And the story of Moses killing a slave master who is trying to break up a fight between the Jews. And then Moses flees because he's afraid that Pharaoh's going to find out. And of course, he goes into the wilderness and meets who becomes his wife and his father-in-law as well, the priest of Midian. And then God tells Moses, you are going to go back and save all the Jewish people, all the Israelites. And of course, the story of the burning bush, God speaks to Moses from the burning bush, and Moses fights him, saying, I can't do it. I have a stutter. I'm not going to be able to do it. And God says, I will be with you. Aaron, your brother, he will speak for you. We're gonna show the miracles. And I want to focus for the remainder of this on one particular section. Uh, at a night in camp, and this is Exodus chapter 4, verses 24 through 26. At a night encampment on the way, the Eternal encountered him and sought to kill him. So Zipporah took a flint and cut off her son's foreskin and touched his legs with it, saying, "You are truly a bridegroom of blood to me." And when God let him alone, she added, "A bridegroom of blood because of the circumcision." It, it's not clear whether it was Moses who was threatened or it was his son that was threatened, but clearly this is important because Zipporah, a non Jewish wife of Moses, circumcises her son in fear of God. And um, because she circumcises him, she includes herself in that connection between marriage and circumcision. Therefore, meaning that Moses and his kin in the future will be okay. And the portion ends, chapter 6, verse 1. Then the Eternal One said to Moses, "You shall soon see what I will do to Pharaoh. He shall let them go because of a greater might. Indeed, because of a greater might, he shall drive them from his land." And of course, we'll have to hear about what comes next week. Shabbat Shalom.